The dark psychology of self-sabotage, why you destroy yourself before anyone else can. Let's begin. The most dangerous enemy you'll ever face is not the one standing against you. It's the one whispering inside you. Why do you destroy yourself before anyone else can? Why do you ruin the chances you prayed for, the relationships you begged for, the peace you swore you wanted? Think about it. How many times did you hold victory in your hands, only to watch yourself throw it away? How many times did you push away the people who cared most for you, and run back to the ones who broke you? How many times did you let opportunities slip, not because you weren't ready, but because some part of you chose to stay small? This is the psychology of self-sabotage. It doesn't need enemies, it doesn't need conspiracies, it doesn't need fate, because it already lives inside you. The unseen enemy. Failure rarely announces itself. It doesn't knock on your door and say, "Today I'll ruin your life." It begins quietly, a delayed decision, a broken promise to yourself. A glass of wine when you swore you'd stay sober. Scrolling for hours when you swore you'd focus. Lying awake at night, knowing tomorrow will be harder because of today. These are not accidents. They are choices, and each small choice becomes a brick in the wall you build against your own potential. Most people believe failure comes from the outside. Bad luck, a cruel world, someone holding them back. But here's the truth. The majority of destruction is internal. The world doesn't need to break you, because you're already breaking yourself. And you know this, you've felt it. That pit in your stomach when you realize no one stopped you. You did it. You pulled yourself under. The unseen enemy is not the people who hate you. It's the part of you that pretends to protect you, while quietly making sure you never rise. The death drive. Freud gave it a name. Thanatos. The death drive. An unconscious pull toward destruction. Not because you want to die, but because part of you longs for an ending. It's why addicts relapse after recovery, even when their lives depend on staying clean. It's why people escape healthy love, only to chase the same toxic partners who shattered them before. It's why someone who finally achieves success suddenly sabotages it, missing deadlines, lashing out, walking away. Deep down, chaos feels safer than peace, because chaos is familiar, and the mind will always return to what it knows. If your childhood was filled with instability, your adult self may unconsciously recreate it, again and again. If love once meant pain, part of you may sabotage real intimacy, because it feels wrong when it's healthy. The death drive doesn't want your happiness. It wants your repetition. It wants you to cycle until you break. And unless you become conscious of it, you'll keep choosing ruin over growth, because pain feels like home. 3. Jung's shadow. Carl Jung understood it differently. He said the force that sabotages you is not fate. It's the shadow. The shadow is everything you refuse to admit about yourself, the jealousy you bury, the weakness you deny, the rage you don't want to feel. You may tell yourself, "I'm a good person. I don't hate. I don't fear. I don't need." But the shadow doesn't disappear because you refuse to see it. It hides, and what hides controls you. The man who denies his anger will sabotage peace by picking fights he never wanted. The woman who hides her fear of abandonment will push away love until she's left alone again. The one who secretly believes they don't deserve success will, accidentally, ruin every chance at it. This is not weakness. This is programming. And unless you face your shadow, it will keep writing your story. The scariest part, you'll call it coincidence. You'll tell yourself it just didn't work out, but in truth you are the author of your own downfall. Most people think they're afraid of failure, but here's the truth. You're more afraid of power, because power demands responsibility. It demands you stop blaming others. It demands you burn down your old identity. Success is terrifying not because it's unreachable, but because it proves you were never as small as you pretended, and once you see that truth, you can never go back. What does success mean? It means you can't hide behind excuses anymore. It means people will expect more from you. It means you'll outgrow the people and habits that kept you comfortable. So you run, not from failure, but from the weight of transformation. You sabotage yourself to stay safe in the old cage, because becoming more is heavier than losing. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live." And he was right. What you truly fear is life lived fully, because it means letting the old you die. The pattern of escape. Take a hard look at your life, your late-night scrolling, your constant procrastination, the promises you break to yourself before anyone else. Every one of these is an escape, not from the world, but from the version of yourself you're afraid to meet. Think about it. Why do you binge shows you don't even enjoy? Why do you drink when you swore you'd stop? Why do you text the person you promised to leave behind? Because these are exits. Exits from your own power. Exits from your own growth. Exits from the terrifying possibility that you are meant for more. Self-sabotage is not random. It's patterned. It's ritual. You repeat the same mistakes not because you're weak, but because your mind craves the comfort of what it knows. And until you break the cycle, you'll keep building a prison around yourself, brick by brick, while calling it safety. 6. How to break the spell. There's only one way to defeat self-sabotage. You must make the unconscious conscious. Step 1. Awareness. Track your patterns. Write down the moments you collapse. Name the shadow that rises when you're closest to growth. Because the first step in killing an enemy is seeing his face. Step 2. Replace sabotage with ritual. Drifting is the shadow's playground, but structure kills chaos. Routine cages the shadow. Wake up at the same time. Discipline your body so your mind doesn't wander into ruin. Step 3. Integration. Stop pretending you're only light. Stop chasing the illusion of purity. You are rage, fear, desire, weakness, strength, and love. When you own your shadow, it stops owning you. Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." Your life is not fate, it's sabotage, and you can end it. Listen carefully. If you never face your shadow, you will destroy yourself long before the world gets the chance. Every missed opportunity, every broken relationship, every failure that looked like bad luck was you. But if you do face it, if you confront the enemy within and carry the weight of your darkness without running, you become unstoppable, because no enemy outside can defeat the one who has already conquered himself. My last words. This was the dark psychology of self-sabotage, the war between who you are and who you could become. The world will keep testing you, but remember, the real battle is not against society or chance or even fate. The real battle is against yourself. The question is not whether the world is against you. The question is, how much longer will you keep standing in your own way?